Hey everybody, I'm Ryan. Today we're going to talk about blue-black control in Pauper and how to sideboard against the top 10 most popular decks in Pauper. Hopefully you can use the lessons that we learned from how to sideboard against these top 10 decks to sideboard against the other decks in Pauper. Let's jump into it. What this is not a deck tech. I've already done a deck tech on this deck. It's the last video I posted on my channel. You should check that out on the channel. But I'm still going to talk about what the roles of the sideboard cards are. Blue Elemental Blast and Hydro Blast are for red stuff. Steel Sabotage for artifacts, Rotten Reunion and Nihil Spellbomb for graveyard strategies, Chainer's Edict for decks that are playing creatures that they're trying to win on top of one or two creatures, or we just need more removal spells against, and Suffocating Fumes for stuff that are X1s that we want to kill en masse, but we can be a little liberal in siding in Suffocating Fumes because of the cycling. First off, the most popular deck in Pauper is Burn. Obviously, we're siding the Blue Elemental Blasts and Hydro Blasts. And I'm actually also a fan of Chainer's Edict. Chainer's Edict is only ever bad if they Kuldotha Rebirth you, but there's only one card that they cast that is bad, and we have chances to counter it with Spell Pierce, with Counterspell, with Blue Elemental Blast and Hydro Blast, that I think if we maneuver the game properly, Chainer's Edict actually ends up being really good against the Dwarven Forge Chanter, Voldaren Epicure, Monastery Spear, and just making sure that we don't die super fast. That being said, we gotta side out some of the cute cards, like Crawl from the Cellar. I'm not a fan of Deep Analysis. It just costs a little bit too much. And take out the 4 snuff outs. 4 mana is too much to remove something, and 4 life is too much to remove something. So that's how I sideboard against mono red. The second most popular deck is Blue-White Affinity. Against Blue-White Affinity, we're siding in Steel Sabotage. And this deck's actually really, really fast, so the cards like Crawl from the Cellar, that is a little slow, I like siding out. And is also really fast. We're going to side out a Deep Analysis for a similar reason. So I sideboard against Blue-White Affinity. The third most popular deck is Coggates. Against Coggates, I like siding in Suffocating Fumes. Sometimes you can get them with taking out a bunch of Squadron Hawks or Sacred Cats. Also, remember, it's instant speed, so we can deal with it after they Basilisk Gate someone to deal with their mana. I'm not worried about racing this deck, so I like siding out the Unexpected Fangs, because really we're just trying to play a control strategy and stopping them from killing us super, super quick out of nowhere, rather than trading life totals back and forth. So this I sideboard against Coggates. The fourth most popular deck is Mono Blue Delver, which is kind of a pseudo mirror match. They're really trying to do a lot of the same things. I like siding in Nihil Spellbomb and Rotten Reunion, just to control the graveyard so they can cast Cryptic Servant and Tolarian Terror way later in the game. For similar reasons, they're trying to win on the back of just a few creatures, so Chainer's Edict is very strong as well. We're not trading life totals back and forth, so I like siding out Unexpected Fangs. It's important that we cast a lot of our things for 1 or no mana, so I like shaving Deep Analysis. And then we're just going to shave on some Mental Notes. It's a really shaveable card, yeah, it's really good synergy with our deck, but we have a lot of effects that do similar things, and I think if you don't know what else to cut, I think shaving a Mental Note is totally good. So this I sideboard against Mono Blue Delver. The fifth most popular deck is my favorite deck, which is Gruul Ponza. Against Gruul Ponza, I like siding in Chainer's Edict because whether you either kill an Arbor Elf or a win condition, and both of the things are very good. They're trying to keep you on very little or no mana, so Deep Analysis can end up being an issue because it's the only card that actually costs more than 3 or more mana. Everything else is free, or we're not doing it for that. And so I sideboard against Gruul Ponza. The sixth most popular deck is the mirror match, is Blue-Black Control. So we're going to side in Rotten Reunion and Nihil Spellbomb so that we can control their win conditions. And side in Chainer's Edict to be able to deal with their very few win conditions that they're trying to kill us with. That being said, we're not trading life totals back and forth, so I like shaving Unexpected Fangs. And we're not really racing, we're just trying to control each other super, super long term, so I just like cutting Mental Note. We'll leave it in Thought Scour so we can still synergize, but this I sideboard in the mirror match. The seventh most popular deck is Boros Synthesizer. Against Boros Synthesizer, I like siding Steel Sabotage. They really rely on their artifacts pretty heavily. Being able to snipe 1 or 2 of those is very strong. I'm often worried about them killing super quick though, so I like shaving 2 snuff out. We're siding out Chainer's Edict because they play a lot of different creatures. It's not good enough. And I'm worried about them killing super, super quick, so I'm worried about playing too many snuff out, so I'm going to shave 1 of those. So I sideboard against Boros Synthesizer. The eighth most popular deck is Boggles. Against Boggles, we are siding in Chainer's Edict, obviously. Suffocating Fumes can also be pretty good against the hands that are really creature heavy and they deploy their creatures very quickly and then start suiting something up, or maybe they have a Rancor hand or something. And at worst, we just cycle it. And the targeted removal is just really bad. The new versions are all hexproof creatures rather than playing any creatures that are not hexproof. So I just like cutting really any targeted removal. I like cutting stuff out. I think it's important to cut the cast downs too. And so I bring in Nihil Spellbomb just to have something that can cash in something else. That's how I sideboard against Boggles. The 8th most popular deck is the Walls combo deck. I like Sign in Chainer's Edict here. It's not great because they run so many creatures, but you just need to control their mana and creatures as much as possible. Suffocating Fumes ends up being okay if they have the right draws and awful if they don't. And they can kill very, very quickly. So we're going to cut on Deep Analysis. We're going to cut in the cute card, Crawl from the Cellar. And they often have a ton of mana, but you can kind of get them sometimes with Spell Pierce. So we're going to leave one Spell Pierce in and cut one of them as well. And that's how I sideboard against Walls combo. The 10th most popular deck is the Jeskai Ephemerate deck. It's effectively a Jeskai control deck that capitalizes on Archaeomancer and Murmuring Mystic and Mulldrifter and stuff like that. There's not enough red spells to be able to side in blue Elemental Blasts. So we're just going to side in Chainer's Edict because they're trying to win on just a few creatures. It's only bad if they start going off with Murmuring Mystic. Otherwise, it's pretty good. And we're just going to cut down on the Unexpected Fangs because we are not necessarily racing. That's how I sideboard against Jeskai Midrange. Plus Jeskai Ephemerate. And there you have how to sideboard against the top 10 most popular decks in Pauper with blue-black control. If you like this video and want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe. Let me know what I should do next in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.